Second, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the Master of the Mat. I am your host, Anthony the Origin Bryant. Give me a minute. Let me send this text message out to get started. Yeah, cool. It's gonna be a good show today. I will be reviewing NXT, Monday Night Raw, a whole lot of stuff. So, all right, it is for today. Yeah, boy. Let me send this text message out and send the link to Facebook. Yeah, stuff like that. Didn't take long. On today's show, I will be reviewing Monday Night Raw, NXT, Impact Wrestling, Slammiversary, Money in the Bank, and I will give you my thoughts on how do I feel about Daniel Bryant signing with AEW. Also, there's a huge rumor out there about CM Punk signing with AEW. So we're going to get to all that, and we're going to talk about it and more, because I tell you, this is going to be a good show. Yeah, 1 second. Just give me 1 second. I got to send one link out real quick. Con Squad, what's up? All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Master of the Mat, and we're about to get started. We're going to kick things off. We're going to talk about the Impact Wrestling pay-per-view Slammiversary. This was Impact's first show with fans in attendance, and they had a lot of surprises, and I mean a lot of surprises. Slammiversary was perhaps, in my opinion, Impact Wrestling's best pay-per-view of the year so far, and the year's not even over yet, but let's kick it off with the pre-show, and we're going to kick it off with DK, Havoc, and Rosemary knocking off Fire and Flavor for the Impact Knockout Tag Team Championship. This match was awesome. I watched it on the Fight Network, and I'm gonna tell you something. This match set the tone for what was a extraordinary night in Impact Wrestling. You saw Havoc at her best. You saw Rosemary at her best. You saw Hogan at her best. Tasha Steele at her best. All four of these females brung it. They brung their A game, and they brung a heck of a match. I give this matchup a 10 out of 10 for the Impact Tag Team Division. They're doing more with their women's tag team title than WWE is. That's my opinion. The opening match of the show was Josh Alexander defending his X Division Championship against Ace Austin, Chris Bay, Petey Williams, Rahid, and Trey Miguel. Let me tell you something. This match right here, this is why the X Division was born. This is why guys like AJ Styles, Christopher Daniel, Jay Lethos, what is that other kid's name? Michael Shane, Kid Cash, Ultimate X will make Chris Sabin. Ultimate X will make or break you. This past Saturday, Ultimate X made Josh Alexander's career. This kid has a heck of a career ahead of him. I cannot wait to see what Impact does with him. Josh Alexander knocked off Ace Austin, Chris Bay, Petey Williams, Rahid Rashid, and Trey Miguel in a awesome, and I mean awesome, Ultimate X match. That match was awesome. And I can watch that match over and over again to tell you the truth. That match was clearly the best of the best, and I loved it. I always enjoy watching TNA's X Division matches, so it was a good matchup. Also, you saw an intergender tag team matchup. You saw Matt Cardona, aka Zack Ryder, team up with his fiancee Chelsea Green. They defeated Brian Myers, aka Kurt Hawkins, and Zack Ryder's ex-girlfriend Tennille Dashwood, with Kayla with a K. I don't know why he calls himself that, but he's a jerk. And this matchup was back and forth, back and forth. You saw Chelsea Green pick up the win over Tennille Dashwood. This was a good matchup, and I give it a 5 out of 4. Tennille missed 2 moves, and she played it off like she didn't, but I give it a 5 out of 4. The next matchup, Big Cash versus Eddie Edwards. I don't know why Impact Wrestling is building up Big Cash. The guy sucked in WWE. He sucked now. He has one move. And he doesn't do that right. The East River Crossing, he can't perform it right. If I was him and I had that size and I was 7 foot tall, my finishing move would be a big boot. Knock him out all the time. But this dummy wants to do something else. Eddie Edwards carried his big behind the whole matchup. I give it a 4 out of 3. Then you have Finn Juice versus Madman Fulcher and Shabir. Finn Juice, David Finlay and Juice Robinson. David Finlay, the son of Finn Finlay, and Juice Robinson, Tony Storm's boyfriend. They knocked off Madman Fulcher and Shabir, whatever his doggone name is. I can't pronounce that. That was a good matchup. It lasted about a minute and 15 seconds. It was a throw-together matchup. I guess Impact didn't know what to do, so they threw it together, and it was kind of good, to be honest with you. Chris Sabin defeated Moose in a all-out brawl. Moose dominated about 10% of the matchup. Chris Sabin came back. It was a back-and-forth matchup when Chris Sabin finally came back and forth and back and forth. Chris Sabin won with a victory roll, cementing his name in Impact TNA wrestling history. And Chris Sabin is a Triple Crown winner in Impact Wrestling, and he proved why X9 Rush. I give that matchup a 9 out of 7 stars. A fatal 4-way matchup is next for the Impact World Tag Team Championships. The Good Brothers versus Violet by Design versus Rich Swann and Willie Mack versus Falaba and No Way Jose. You heard me right. No Way Jose is officially a part of Impact Wrestling. The matchup was back and forth, but as usual, the Good Brothers are once again Impact Tag Team Champions. Now, if you're keeping up with the Elite, and when I mean the Elite, I mean Kenny Omega, Nick Jackson, Matt Jackson, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, they run the tag team division not only in Impact, but they run the tag team division in AEW. The Young Bucks are the tag team champions in AEW, and the Good Brothers are the tag team champions in Impact Wrestling. This is their second reign as tag team champions. This was a great matchup. You saw Deonna Purrazzo versus Thunder Rosa in a heck of a knockout women's championship matchup. Deonna hit her signature move early. Thunder Rosa kicked out. This was a back and forth matchup. These women gave it to each other. They were throwing blows and they're throwing bows at each other. I give 10 out of 10. Deonna with the victory. After the match, you saw the return of Hardcore Country, the legendary Mickie James. Mickie James, for those of you who don't know who Mickie James is the only female in WWE in professional wrestling history. She's the only woman to hold the Impact Women's Championship, the WWE Women's Championship, the Divas Women's Championship. Mickie James has history on her side. The only woman to hold all 3 Women's Championship. It's rumored that Mickie James will make history again, being the only woman to hold those 3 titles and add the NWA Women's Championship with that title. Moolah, the great, fabulous Moolah, held the NWA World Championship for 15 years. 15 years, Fabulous Moolah held that Women's Championship. She did something similar in WWE with the Women's Championship, but one second. Stupid headset. Sorry about that. This headset is irking me. But yeah. We saw Fabulous Moolah did a Hall of Famer. She deserved that Hall of Fame spot. So Mickie James may join Fabulous Moolah. The main event saw Kenny Omega go one-on-one with Sami Callihan for the Impact Championship and the Impact World Championship, no disqualification. And it was a good matchup, back and forth battle, back and forth, and you saw a whole lot of back and forth in this matchup. You saw Kenny Omega go for the one-wing angel on quite an occasion, and Sami Callihan reversed it. But at the end of the night, Kenny Omega with the one-wing angel knocked off Sami Callihan to remain the Impact World Champion. Kenny Omega is called the Belt Collector. He is the AAA Mega World Champion. He is AEW's World Champion. He is Impact World Champion. So it is what it is. It's just it is what it is. That whole show, I give it a 9 out of 10. Good showing. Too much talking. Too much talking, more wrestling. We're going to jump right into WWE's Money in the Bank from this past Sunday. This was a raucous crowd. This was something that it happened and it happened. And that's what I got to say. Let's go right into it. The Money in the Bank, the pre-show. You saw and this was the best match to open with a pre-show for WWE. Their first pay-per-view in front of a live crowd. I'm going to give you the attendance records right now. The attendance for... Oh, wait. They don't have it. Hold on. Okay, they don't have it. Forget it. They don't have it. It was a packed crowd, sold out in Fort Worth, Texas. And you saw the Usos versus the Mysterios for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. This was a awesome matchup, ladies and gentlemen. When I mean an awesome matchup, this matchup right here was simply one of the best that WWE threw together. And I was skeptical about it because I'm going to say it boldly. How do you go from a DUI? How do you go from lockup and get a tag team title opportunity? It happened. The Usos 7 are now the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Tag Team Champion. This is a awesome matchup. You can't go wrong with the Usos. The show kicked off with the Women's Money in the Bank matchup for a Women's Championship contract matchup. You saw Nikki Ash, Aya, Tamina, and Xena Vega. I said that right. They were all in this matchup. Nikki Ash won the matchup. And I'm saying Ash, not ass. Ash, A-S-H. Nikki Ash won the Money in the Bank briefcase. She is the new Miss Money in the Bank. That match was awesome. Also, you saw, I gave that match a 10 out of 10 because WWE, I thought they was going to give it to Alexa, but they gave it to Nikki, and somebody who's worked her butt off. Nikki earned it. Also, AJ Styles and Omos defeated the Viking Raiders for the Raw Tag Team Championship. The Viking Raiders have done something that most tag teams in WWE hasn't done, and that's knock Big Omos on one knee. And this is a great matchup, back and forth. I give this matchup a 10 out of 10 as well. I give the first matchup a 10 out of 10. The second match a 10 out of 10. And this match a 10 out of 10 because the Viking Raiders showed why they are a tough team to beat. But AJ Styles and Omos retained the tag team championships. A little bit of controversy there, but it happened. Also, you saw the almighty Bobby Lashley with MVP knock off Kofi Kingston. This was pure domination. Do you hear me? This was pure domination. Bobby Lashley dominated Kofi Kingston for about 6.5 minutes in this matchup. Kofi had about a minute worth of offense. That's it. But Bobby Lashley dominated Kofi Kingston, and he is still your WWE champion. This match, I'm telling you, Bobby Lashley, it was like watching a Brock Lesnar matchup, but better. Bobby Lashley has been criticized about not putting the efforts in his championship matches. Not this match. Bobby gave it 110%, and he dominated. He dominated this matchup. What a matchup. What an awesome matchup this was. A 10 out of 10. Another 10 out of 10 matchup. Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley, and this was for the Raw Women's Championship. Let me say this right now. She's called the Queen. She's called the Nightmare. And they went out there and they stole, in my JBL voice, somebody called the sheriff because they stole the freaking show. Yes, Charlotte and Rhea stole the show at Money in the Bank. This matchup, in my opinion, was Charlotte's best matchup in WWE next to her match with Becky Lynch. Next to her match with Sasha Banks. This matchup goes to the top of the list. Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley stole the show. Bravo to both of these ladies. It was a heck of a competition. It was a heck of a matchup. I give it, this match is a 10 out of 10. Charlotte Flair with a victory. She is now a 13-time women's champion. She holds more women's titles than Trish Stratus. 1 second. She holds more championships than Trish Stratus. The next matchup was the men's Money in the Bank matchup. You saw Big E, Drew McIntyre, John Morrison, Kevin Owens, King Nakamura, Ricochet, Riddle, and Seth freaking Rollins in an awesome Money in the Bank matchup. But ladies and gentlemen, Big E is your new Mr. Money in the Bank. Congratulations to Big E. This was a heck of a matchup. It deserves to be a round of applause. You also saw main event. The head of the table. The head of the table, Roman Reigns. The tribal chief, Roman Reigns. One-on-one with the rated R superstar Edge in this matchup. Oh my goodness. If Charlotte and Rhea stole the show, this matchup came right behind it and restole the show. I have never seen Roman at his best, but I saw it Sunday. Roman Reigns and Edge one-on-one, the rated R superstar. The must-see, the rated R superstar. Edge still got it. I got to give it to Edge. Edge still got it. That's why he's the rated R superstar. Edge still got it. Edge is the rated R superstar. This matchup was awesome. This matchup was downright a classic. Okay? This matchup was a classic. I mean, a classic. Roman Reigns wins with a spear, and he beats Edge 1, 2, 3 in the center of the ring to retain the Universal Championship. Roman Reigns grabbed the mic. He took a deep breath, and he told the world, "Acknowledge me." As soon as he said that, the returning 16-time world champion John Cena came out, stepped Roman Reigns, and said, "You can't see me." I'm going to get into that shortly, but let's go. Let's talk about. I'm going to get into that right now. All right, Roman Reigns was scheduled to defend the WWE Championship at this year's SummerSlam against his cousin, The Rock. Cena was nowhere in the picture, but due to Rock's schedule, this match can't happen right now. This was supposed to be the biggest match of Roman Reigns' career. This was going to be Roman Reigns and The Rock, the tribal chief versus Peter Maivia's grandson versus Rocky Johnson's son. So it's supposed to be family versus family in this matchup. And you know what? This matchup would have made WWE because you got the biggest star of 1999 to 2000 in The Rock. Roman Reigns. Rock. Blockbuster at the block. You have seen, huh? Hold on, y'all. I saw something pop up. What happened? Give me 1 second. Oh. Okay. Anyway, Roman Reigns, you saw, since aligning himself with Paul Heyman, Roman Reigns has been nothing short of amazing. And I mean amazing. This kid is a one of a kind individual. Roman Reigns is simply the end all be all on SmackDown Live. He has been amazing. He aligned himself with Paul Heyman. He made himself better than what he was. He made himself better. He reinvigorated himself to where he belongs. He belongs at the top of the card. Brock Lesnar didn't put him over the right way. So you know what he did? He put himself over by putting himself with Paul Heyman. This is going to be, it was supposed to be an awesome matchup, but it's not. John Cena came out. John Cena challenged him to a match on Monday Night Raw. Cena said Roman Reigns absolutely sucks. I'm going to get to that in a minute, Gatekeeper. Give me one. I'm going to get to that in a minute. Roman Reigns said that he didn't want to fight John Cena on SmackDown last night. Well, he said no to John Cena. But the Prince came out. The Prince offered him a challenge, and the Prince match was accepted. Now, I don't know if you're going to see, I don't know if you're going to see Prince Balor go one-on-one with John Cena I don't know if you're going to see Prince Balor go one-on-one with Roman Reigns at SummerSlam or next week on SmackDown. I don't know. All I know is this. Prince Balor, if you've been watching NXT, Balor was dominating as the NXT champion when he turned heel. There was no one better, and I don't care who Karrion Kross is supposed to be or what they're making him supposed to be, this dominant champion. I'm going to just take it like it is. Kross suck. Hands down. Jeff Hardy proved that Monday night. Karrion Kross suck. He came to the main roster on Monday night, and Jeff Hardy pinned him 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring. So, you dominate on NXT, and you get called up to the main roster, and you lose to a 3-time world champion. But you beat the former Universal Champion, Finn Balor. You're ducking Adam Cole. You're ducking Samoa Joe. But yet you wrestle guys like Finn Balor, who you have by 200 pounds. You wrestle Johnny Gargano, who you have. I get to that. Give me a moment. You're wrestling Johnny Gargano, who you have by 200 pounds. You're wrestling all these guys who you know can give you a 5-star match, but you're ducking Adam Cole. You're ducking Samoa Joe. You're ducking guys you know that can potentially take his NXT championship. Now, this is the problem I have with Karrion Kross. He does a lot of talking. He attacks innocent people for no reason. Because he knows if he gets in the ring with a guy like Adam Cole, if he gets in the ring with a guy like Samoa Joe, they're going to put him on his back. Samoa Joe is the most dangerous wrestler in WWE and NXT. This guy is he was the first ever 2-time NXT champion. Joe and Balor were the first ever Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic winners. Samoa Joe is perhaps the most dominant wrestler of all time. If you look at what Joe has done with AJ Styles when he was in the main roster, you look how he dominated Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania. Samoa Joe is not to be messed with. Karrion Kross done stepped in it. And when I mean stepped in it, he stepped in it. Karrion Kross is all hype. Smoke and mirrors is basically what it is. And to answer your question, you know what to make of Karrion Kross is like this. Karrion Kross is NXT version of The Fiend, and it failed. It's that simple. And it failed. It failed. Finn Balor put him over. Keith Lee put him over. He's still not over. You know why he's not over? Because he refuses to change it up. He refuses to acknowledge that he's not that good. He's hype. He's all smoke and mirrors. That's all he is. He's a coward to attack a wrestler, a former wrestler, who has done more for this business than Karrion Kross has ever done, to attack William Regal, a former 4-time European champion, 4-time tag team champion, 2-time Intercontinental champion, a King of the Ring winner. He's a 4-time WCW television champion. William Regal is the best technical wrestler you can ever get in the ring with. You push Regal, you're going to get a fight. Ask Goldberg about that. But I guarantee you, Karrion Kross, when he put his hands on William Regal this past Tuesday, Kross not only signed his own death certificate, Kross licked it and sealed it. Because you do not put your hands on William Regal. Regal is the best. When he was in WCW, there was no one better with that TV title besides Arn Anderson. There was no one better than William Regal. I said it a few minutes ago, and I'm going to say it again. Karrion Kross is all hype. He's smoking mirrors. That's all he is. He knows. That's why he's ducking Adam Cole. That's why he's ducking Samoa Joe. Yeah, you can have a 5-star match with Johnny Gargano. You can have a 5-star match with Samoa Joe. You can have a 5-star match with Keith Lee. Why not go for a 10-star match with Adam Cole? Why not go for a 10-star match with Samoa Joe? You know why? Because he knows he cannot beat Adam Cole. He knows he cannot beat Samoa Joe. Karrion Kross knows deep down inside, if he gets in the ring with Samoa Joe or Adam Cole, he can kiss that NXT championship goodbye. Simple as that. That's why they're protecting him. That's why Paul Levesque is putting him with guys like Johnny Gargano, guys like Finn Balor, because he knows doggone well if he gets in the ring with Adam Cole, if he gets in the ring with Samoa Joe, they're going to make that boy famous. They're going to make him who he's supposed to be 2 months ago when he fought what's that doggone book? When he fought Keith Lee. Kross is supposed to be bigger than what he is. The reason he's not bigger than what he is because he refused to listen to help. When you got guys like Shawn Michaels, Triple H telling you how to better yourself in the ring and you refuse to listen, what up, Warren? You refuse to listen, that's your own fault. You go to the main roster. You debut on Monday Night Raw. You show up on Monday Night Raw with the NXT Championship. You know what happened? Jeff Hardy showed everybody that you a punk. Jeff Hardy showed the world that Karrion Kross is all smoke and mirrors. Karrion Kross is a Brock Lesnar in training. Simple as that. And I'm going to leave it at that. Now, to ask your other question, to comment on your other question, you hope they use Big E cash in meaningful. Yeah, that makes two of us. You know why I say that? Because the fact of the matter is, Big E, a former NXT champion, a former 2-time tag team champion. This guy's held multiple tag team championships, Raw and SmackDown. Big E deserves to be a world champion. Why he deserves to be a world champion? Because Big E has put in the work. They made him dance like a jerk off with the New Day. They made him twerk like with the New Day. Now he's serious. Now he's back to business. Big E needs to cash it in either on Roman Reigns or Bobby Lashley. In my personal opinion, I will go to Monday Night Raw. I will cash in on Bobby Lashley because I swear to everything that is holier than thou. If Goldberg wins that WWE Championship at SummerSlam, I will never watch Monday Night Raw again because Goldberg needs to go back home, sit at home, and collect his Social Security checks. I'm sick and tired of WWE bringing in these guys from the past. You got guys you barely use, but you want to bring in Goldberg.
I would love to see Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley, but we're not going to see that because Brock Lesnar is a racist prick. Brock Lesnar made the statement, and I quote, "I'd rather wrestle a jockstrap than get in the ring and wrestle Bobby Lashley." That's Brock Lesnar's words. That is Brock Lesnar's words. Brock Lesnar is a racist prick. But yet instead, you bring back Goldberg. You bring back a guy who was influenced by Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and Hulk Hogan back in WCW. Now, don't get me wrong. The NWO, they made WCW. If it wasn't for Hall, Nash, and Hogan, WCW would have died a long time ago. But Hogan, Hall, and Nash made that company. They built it up. Then you get guys like Vince Russo, and you bring them over there, and you say what it is, and you who don't know what it is. Vince Russo sucked. The only reason Vince Russo worked out so well in WWF because he had Vince McMahon to back him. When he didn't have Vince McMahon, he sucked by himself. Simple as that. The mastermind behind WCW, the mastermind behind the NWO was Eric freaking Bischoff. And you know why I say that? Because Bischoff knew who to put in the NWO, when to put them in the NWO, and how to make them famous. Look at the guys Bischoff has made famous. Scott Steiner, who was a tag team wrestler. He sucks on the mic, but he's a heck of a wrestler in that ring. Buff Bagwell, who's a felon now, but he made him famous. Bischoff made those guys famous. You know why? Because Bischoff knew what he was doing when he was running WCW. The NWO dominated WCW. They destroyed every WCW wrestler that they got their hands on. Hogan was the best world champion WCW ever had because Hogan knew who to defend the title against and who to drop the title against. I am not the biggest Lex Luger fan, nor will I ever be. But Hogan knew to drop that title, you had to become relevant. He dropped the title to Luger, and Hogan knew he was going to get it right back. It's that simple. Vince Russo killed WCW, not Eric Bischoff. Eric Bischoff took himself out the picture, put Ric Flair in charge, and WCW got even better. Come on, man. Karrion Kross, Vince Russo, and Brock Lesnar is what's wrong with the W and Goldberg. I'm gonna just throw Goldberg in there. Vince Russo, Karrion Kross, Brock Lesnar, and Goldberg are what's wrong with professional wrestling right now. Because WWE wants to push a bunch of no talent pricks. They want to push a bunch of no talent people who can't wrestle, who needs help getting over. But yet, you want to keep Keith Lee at home. You want to sleep on Mustafa Ali. You want to sleep on Ricochet. You want to sleep on John Morrison. You want to sleep on Jeff Hardy. You want to make these guys jobbers instead of pushing them. But when they go elsewhere, they're going to be made famous. But you want to push people who don't know what they're doing. Really? And I don't understand that. You put Big E with the New Day. You had him twerking. You had him throwing pancakes. You had him enjoying himself. And he made himself famous by doing that. Then when the New Day broke up, when Kofi and Xavier got drafted to Monday Night Raw and Big E stayed on SmackDown, Big E made a name for himself on SmackDown. when he won the Intercontinental title off of Sami Zayn. Kofi Kingston, WWE champion, US champion, Intercontinental champion, World Tag Team champion, Raw Tag Team champion, SmackDown Tag Team champion. It's not nothing Kofi Kingston has not done in WWE. Xavier Woods, the tuba playing freak, go out there, upset at Bobby Lashley. He's upset a lot of people. But you break up the New Day because they was too popular. Let's call it what it is. You break these guys up because they were selling too many merchandise. Why? What's the purpose? They was too over. That's what it is. It was way too over. Okay. All right. Yeah. WWE SmackDown is the best show next to NXT in WWE. WWE has 4 shows: Monday Night Raw, NXT, SmackDown Live, and 205 Live. And since I brought up 205 Live, I actually got 5 shows: NXT UK. That's exactly what it is. Too many black people getting all the attention. R-Truth, entertaining as heck. He made the 24/7 title worth holding. That's true too. They don't want to pay him more money. But R-Truth made the 24/7 title relevant. R-Truth made that 24/7 title more important on Monday Night Raw than the WWE Championship. R-Truth, who is a former 2-time NWA Tag Team Champion with K-Dog and Road Dogg, a former 2-time NWA World Champion. He's a former 2-time United States Champion. He's a former 2-time Hardcore Champion. He's a former Tag Team Champion with Kofi Kingston. Him and Carmella won the Mixed Match Challenge a couple years ago. R-Truth, veteran, a legend, entertaining as all outdoors, but WWE won't push him. Apollo Crews, the guy can do some magnificent moves. Standing shooting star press, standing moonsault. The guy can do it all. They finally gave this guy an opportunity to be a champion. You put the U.S. title on him, then you gave it to Bobby Lashley. Now he's the Intercontinental Champion. Finally, a black Intercontinental Champion who's doing something with that title. Man, come on, man. You know what? Here's the thing. I'm going to say this boldly. WWE has made some stupid decisions. And the decisions they made is going to cost them a lot of viewers, a lot of ratings. The biggest decision, the stupidest decision they made was when they put the WWE Network on Peacock. And we see how that worked out for them. I'm a wrestling fan. I am a diehard wrestling fan. If anybody knows me, I will sit up and watch. When I get off this, I'm not going to lie to you. When I get off this, I'm going to hop on my tablet and I'm going to watch old school WCW. Then when I get tired of watching old school WCW, I'm going to watch old school WWE. I am a diehard wrestling fan. Nobody knows more about wrestling than me. Thank you, Warren. This has been a passion of mine for a long time, and nobody gonna tell me anything I don't know. I can tell you about the Hart Foundation, Bret and Jim Neidhart. I can tell you about the Hart Foundation, Bret Hart, Neidhart, Bulldog, Owen Hart, Brian Pillman. DX, Rick Rude, Shawn Michaels, China, or Triple H, X Pac, and New Age Outlaws. It's the wrestling is a fact of life for me, and this is what I love. I love wrestling. I have all copies of 2K. 2K20 suck, but I have all copies of 2K. When 2K22 come out, I will get it. All I'm saying is this. WWE needs to step their product up, step up what they do best. This is the best. WWE is the best company around, but they're making stupid decisions. Come on, man. Think about it. Jeff Hardy gets a DUI and gets taken off TV. Jimmy Uso gets a DUI and he gets a championship. Somebody explain that to me. So you're telling me the former world champion gets a DUI and gets pulled off of TV. Samoan gets a DUI, gets locked up, and gets the championship. Somebody? Anybody? That's all I'm saying. I would have done this review show earlier, but I was so tired, and we've been doing some deep cleaning at my job recently. We in the home stretch right now. Well, that's what he said, but I doubt it. I do not want to go back in those temporaries no more. I can't stand them. Then we did it. But we just finished up all the temporaries yesterday. But yeah, like I said, I would have done it on Monday, but I was so tired on Mondays, it ain't funny. But this is what I love to do. I will be doing my wrestling show every Saturday. I will be having this show every Saturday. This is the beginning. This is just the beginning of this, and I promise you, every Saturday I will be hosting this show. It may be later, all depends on how I feel, but yeah, you should. That's your old school. But yeah, I will be back next Saturday for a new show. I will say this: Monday Night Raw as a tag team title match, the Viking Raiders versus AJ Styles and Omos. I'm gonna pick the Viking Raiders to win the tag team titles. All right, that's my pick to win. Friday night, I'm gonna pick is gonna be John. I think we're gonna see Balor and Roman 1-on-1 for the title, and if Roman survives, we're gonna get Roman and John Cena at SummerSlam. And I'm predicting at SummerSlam, John Cena breaks Ric Flair record and becomes 17-time world champion at SummerSlam. That's my prediction. But this is my time. This is my show. This is the Master of the Mat. I am Anthony the Origin Bryant. I thank all of you for watching very much. Thank you for your love. Thank you for watching. Thank you for continuing watching me. I will see you next Saturday for another edition of the Master of the Mat. Until then, y'all have a wonderful, blessed Saturday night. Have a wonderful, blessed Sunday. And I will see you guys again next Saturday. Until then, be blessed and have a wonderful weekend. I am out of here, people.